Silence is a teen with a secret in a medieval adventure story. I am retelling her journey through France in a novel, and I was curious. What was her journey like? How did traveling help Silence find her voice? Thanks to a generous grant from the Alexa Rose Foundation, I was able to retrace her steps along a medieval route that still winds through France, secluded from the frantic bustle of modern life. So I set out on my own adventure through a portal into the past, retracing the path of silence. I begin in a busy market where I buy fresh strawberries, sheep cheese, and olives. The food is heavenly, and I know medieval travelers, too, took delight in good food. Traveling from village to village across an ever-changing landscape, I find rhythms to transform my cluttered life. Through verdant countryside, from one stone village to the next, I walk with wonder, accepting what comes, never knowing exactly where a path will lead. The first day, I climb huge red mud steps held in place by roots and rocks. My unaccustomed pack throws me off balance. At last, I emerge onto an open ridge, sheep grazing terrain with views across the low river. Then, down through woods and tangled brambles, along stone walls of varying workmanship. 3 travelers pass me, striding fast, singing an ancient song in time to their steps. I walk in clover and sunshine, and a farmer waves from his tractor. I hike alone, but in the evenings I feast in community. Hosts and travelers around the same table, course after course of exquisite food. No one worries about arriving. We are travelers, immersed in our journey. Chacun a son chemin. We each have our own path, but we stride among other travelers, sharing meals and dreams and practical advice. In the heart of my journey, I encounter holy mystery. Conch clings to a slash through the landscape. I plummet down a steep and scrabbly path through green-smelling brush completely alone. All I hear is bird song. Then, with the scent of magnolias, I am suddenly there. In the abbey, I sing Latin chant together with the monks, letting long echoes fade after each phrase. Then, while the organ plays, I wander through the upper gallery among grotesque figures carved into glowing stone. I stay at the abbey, sleeping in the large breezy dortoir at the top of winding stone stairs, and eating in the refectory, chanting a medieval blessing for the meal. The next day, a stone path charges down to a river, across an ancient bridge, then up a pathway so steep it worried medieval people. They built the chapel of Saint-Fouet, where the path begins to level out. When you reach that chapel, you ring the bell to let the people at Conch know that you are safely on your way. One day, I am lost. Signs that point to Cahors lead me further away. I hike quickly, but not dismayed. When I reach a village, no one knows how to get back on the trail. Finally, a farmer sketches an elaborate route through the fields, and I find a trail, not the one I intended to take up high on a high plateau. This way is cool and quiet, winding along the river. With peace and joy, I accept the luxury of losing my way. Now, I better understand the path of silence, and how she found her voice in this landscape, and why, in the medieval story, The people of France listened to her so eagerly. As I return to my everyday life, my heart is filled with the voice of silence.